Welcome to yoga today. I'm Annalisa, and you might like to have a blanket or cushion to sit on or just to have nearby. Sometimes it's nice to have an extra cushion. So you may want to grab one of those and then get yourself into a comfortable position. You can be seated, cross-legged, you could have one leg out, whatever you find feels comfortable. You can also be lying down on the ground. So get yourself into a comfortable position and then close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or take a downward gaze. And let's start to tune in to ourselves, tune in to the space that we're in, tune in to coming to this class today. Starting to become aware of how you're feeling today. Notice if there's anything that feels really tight, like it needs some loosening up or freedom. Or maybe someplace that, I don't know, just wants a little challenge or strengthening. Give yourself a little scan from head to toe. And start to lengthen your breath on the inhale and on the exhale. Slowing down the breath. It will start to quiet your nervous system, bring you into a little bit more of a relaxed state. And bring your awareness to your shoulders and see if you can let them be relaxed, be softened. Bring them down away from the ears. You don't have to do anything forcefully. Just if you happen to notice that they're squeezed up a little bit, just let them sink down, be soft. Let your neck be soft. Give your head a gentle turn from side to side, bringing it back to center. And then bringing your awareness to your facial muscles, allowing your forehead and brow to grow smooth, the cheeks, around the nose, around the ears. Open your jaw and move it around a little bit. And then bring that movement to a pause and bring the lips together, but keep the teeth slightly apart. Bringing some ease into the jaw. Again, tuning back into the breath. And then starting to feel what's around you. So feeling where your body touches the ground. Perhaps feeling your hands if they're contacting your legs or wherever they might be making contact. Feel the clothes on your skin. and feel the air on your skin. Can you sense any sounds, either far away or nearby? Can you sense any internal sounds? Maybe the breath, maybe a little gurgle of your stomach. Bring your awareness into your mind now and just observe any thoughts, feelings, or emotions that might happen to be there. Just acknowledging them. And finally, bringing all of these observations together, be aware of the present moment. And things can change from moment to moment, and maybe you get distracted, but you can always come back to the breath, to your awareness of the body, to any sensory details around you. Coming into the present moment, allowing it to be just as it is, and allowing yourself to be just as you are. Giving yourself that gift of presence. So now let's take 3 breaths together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And once more, in and out. And then you can allow your eyes to open or your gaze to raise back up. And if you're sitting on something, you can go ahead and move that out of the way. And then if you're sitting up, go ahead and bring yourself all the way down to the floor onto your back. If you're already on your back, go ahead and stay there. And then lift your arms up over your head and reach your fingers towards the wall behind you and your feet towards the wall in front of you. And just find a little length here. So you might even wriggle a little bit from side to side. Just experience this length lying on your back on the floor. Breathing in, noticing if there's any stuck places, maybe just moving around a little bit. And then bring your arms back down by your sides, bend your knees, and then lift your feet up towards the ceiling and begin to point and flex your feet and toes. Just giving a little gentle inversion for the legs, starting to warm up the ankles, the lower legs. And then take your toes in a circle on the ceiling, going one way, taking your ankles through full range of motion, and then going the other way. Then giving that a little bit of a shake out. Give yourself some bicycle legs here in the air. Imagine that you're kind of slowly pedaling a bicycle or a unicycle or whatever type of cycle you might like. And then reverse that direction. And then, keeping your knees bent, bring the soles of the feet to the floor and take your feet a little bit wider, perhaps than your mat, or just a little bit wider than hip width. And then allow one knee to come down in towards the center, towards the midline, down towards the mat, feeling perhaps a stretch through the front of the leg into the front of the hip. Then raise that knee back up towards the ceiling, and then do the other side. Coming back to center, and now go from side to side a few times. Breathing, feeling, noticing where you're feeling the stretch. As we go through this entire class, make sure you pay particular attention to how you are feeling. What I am doing doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm just giving you some suggestions. You can feel free to follow what I'm saying. You can go off book if something feels a little bit better, or if you know that something doesn't feel right for you. Be truthful with yourself, be gentle, be aware, and have fun. All right, so then kind of walk your feet and toes back in towards the center. Bring your knees in towards your chest. You can hold on to the shins and bring your forehead in towards your knees, maybe wrapping your arms around your shins, and rock a little bit from side to side. Perhaps feeling a little massage on the back, on the floor. And then, if it feels okay on your back, if you've got enough padding underneath you, might add a little forward and back rock. And then rock or roll or press yourself up to a seated position, coming to a comfortable seated position, and go ahead and flip your legs into the opposite leg, so sort of the different position. And inhale your right arm up in the air and then lean over towards the left. And then inhale to center and exhale, take the left arm over towards the right. Inhale to center, exhale over to the other side. And now move from side to side, feeling the side stretch starting to warm up the sides of the body. If for some reason your arms aren't feeling it today, you can keep the arms down and just feel that length through the side. And now coming back to center, bring your left hand to your right knee and twist towards the right. Unwind, come back to center, and then right hand comes to left knee, twist to the left. Unwind, twist towards the right. And unwind and twist towards the left. Unwind, come back to center. Now, let's make some shoulder circles. So bring your shoulders up towards your ears, roll them back, down, and forward and around. Breathing. And then switch the directions. And let the shoulders drop down. Inhale, open the arms out wide, and then bring your right arm across your chest and hold with the left. Your hand can face in or out. And feel a bit of a stretch through the shoulder, the upper arm. See if you can keep your shoulder a little bit down away from your ear. And if you like, you can even turn your head from side to side, noticing if that gives you some relief for the neck and the top of the shoulders. And then inhale, open the arms out wide and bring the other arm across, holding with the right arm this time, letting that shoulder be down, and gentle turn your head from side to side. Now, inhale, open the arms out wide, bring the fingertips to the top of the shoulders, make some elbow circles. These could be little ones to begin with, maybe getting a little bit bigger, listening to your own shoulders and upper back, breathing, and go the other way. Now, let your elbows come down by your sides. And actually, I'm feeling like I'd like to shake my arms out. So if you'd like to shake your arms out too, go ahead and do that. You can start at the hands, move it up to the elbows, bring it up to the shoulders, maybe do a little shimmy. Just shake things out. All right, then bend the elbows again and make some circles with your hands at the wrists. Breathing. And then go the other way, taking your wrists through a full range of motion. And then stilling that movement and make a tight fist. And then spread your fingers out wide. And then make a tight fist, spread the fingers out wide. Make a tight fist, spread the fingers out wide, and then wiggle your fingers. Give them a slow wiggle so you're really feeling it all the way up into the forearms. You could even bring your arms out in front of you, and maybe you see the wiggle of the forearm muscles. Now give your hands a good shake again. And then you can stay right where you are. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Bring your arms out in front of you to about shoulder height and see if you can soften the shoulders down so they're not up by your ears. So soften the shoulders down, and then see if you can extend your arms forward a bit, reaching forward, and then slide your shoulder blades back so that it's like they're coming to meet each other by the spine. So sliding them back, feeling that squeeze, then reaching the fingertips out, and then squeezing back in. Slide out, and then slide back. Finding some space, finding some movement of the shoulder blades. It's okay if you don't get a lot of movement. This is still going to be a really great little exercise. Breathing however you like. Just keep breathing. And then relax that, shake the arms out, give a little bit of a roll if you like. And then take your legs now and move them to a 90-degree position. So let's see, take your knees over towards the right to begin with, and have your front leg bent 90 degrees, and then your back leg is about bent 90 degrees. And so you'll find that your body is probably going to angle a little bit towards that right leg. And if you feel that this feels a little bit awkward, or you feel like you don't have balance, that's where this cushion could come in. You can bring a little bit of height, find perhaps a little bit more comfort. Make this right for you. And so then take your hands, bring them over and around past your right leg, and just come around and do a little twist. And then unwind, just checking things out. And then twist again, maybe like you did last summer. And then unwind. And then walk your hands forward, coming down, lowering your torso a little bit closer towards your right leg. Lift yourself up, and then lean back down. Lift up and lean down. And then lift yourself all the way up, and then rotate and take the knees over towards the left this time. If you have the cushion underneath, maybe you still want it, so you reposition it just a little bit, or you take it away. So find your 90-90 position, and then start to take your hands over and a little bit behind that left leg. Do a little twist, just notice, and then unwind. And then twist again, and breathe. Notice where you feel the breath. And then unwind, and then start to walk yourself a little bit forward, starting to bring your torso closer towards the left leg. It doesn't have to come all the way down. Then lift up and come back down. Lift up, come back down. Lift up and down. And then lift yourself all the way up. Bring those legs out in front of you. Give them a little bit of a shake, a little internal and external rotation here. And then come to, actually, let's just go ahead and come all the way up to standing. So however you like, come up to standing. Move your blanket or cushion out of the way if it happens to be there. And before we come to the front of the mat, let's just give ourselves a little shake out here. So actually, I'm coming up with this all right here. So come to standing, find a comfortable standing position first, and then start to tune in to your right arm and hand. And so just keeping the arm and hand down by the side, start to make a little twisty, shimmery movement of the hand, and start to feel that movement go all the way up into the arm, all the way up into the shoulder. Breathing. And then let that come to a close. And just observe for a moment. Notice the feelings you feel in that right arm and hand. And then take your awareness and a little bit of movement over into your left hand and start to give a little shimmery shake, starting at the hand, and then seeing if you can start to bring that movement up more of the arm. Maybe starting to feel the water balloons of the muscles shake a little bit. That's okay. We're going to shake. Does it feel good? For me, it feels good. And it's a nice thing to do some nice little feel-good movements for your body. Breathing here. And then let that pause. And then making sure that you've got a little space in front of you, you're not going to whack anything. Then start to make a little twist and let the arms just float out to the sides. They can start closer in. They don't have to go up very high at first, but start to make this little twist and feel your arms float up, out, down, and around like empty coat sleeves. Or even I like to kind of think about if you had, you know, coat sleeves where the bottom of the sleeves were sewn shut and you had a little bit of weight at the end of the sleeves. So think about that, thinking about weight at the end of your hand, just letting the rest of your arm just fly up and around. Breathing as you do this, maybe even changing the height and the movement. So you keep a little bit of twisty movement with your body, but maybe your arms come up and they just fly around. Feel the freedom. Again, being aware of how your own shoulders, arms, upper body, whole body feels. So then start to make these movements become a little smaller, returning to center. And again, close your eyes and just notice how you're feeling. And then open your eyes and bring your weight over into your left leg for a moment. And if you like, you can have a chair or bring your hand against a wall so you don't have to worry about your balance. But just give your leg a little bit of a shake. feeling everything moving, starting with the foot, maybe giving a shake all the way up into the hip. All right. And then come on over to the other side, bring the weight into your right leg, and then start to give a little shake of the foot, shake of the knee. You might hear some pops or something. Hopefully those aren't associated with pain. A little shake, just getting all kinds of sensations, all kinds of connections woken up. And so then come back to center and just give your hips a little shake from side to side, alternating, bending your knees, letting your hips just move from side to side. And you can actually bring that attention. Imagine that you're standing on a trampoline and just bounce a little bit onto the balls of your feet. You can do this bounce without even lifting your heels off the ground. Just create a little movement. It's almost like you're a rag doll or a marionette. Imagine that there's some puppeteer above you that's just gently giving you a little shake, but noticing hopefully how good this feels to just kind of shake out everything. And then let that movement come to a close. Let your eyes close or take a downward gaze. And again, just notice. Giving your nervous system a chance to process. And then allow your eyes to open and go ahead and step to the front of your mat because we're going to be stepping back in a moment. So look down, place your feet about hip width, pelvis width apart, and find a nice, comfortable standing position. Find what feels right for you. You do not need to bring your feet in together. You don't need to have them super wide apart. In fact, actually don't have them super wide apart, but like hip width, pelvis width, that's going to be good. Then bring your hands to your hips and take a large step back with your right leg. And if possible, stay on the ball of your foot, keeping your heel lifted. And then come up a little bit higher and then bring the heel down a little bit closer to the floor and up and down. So you start to get a little stretch for the calf. Keep a little micro bend in your right leg and you'll feel that that left leg has bent. And keep a little bend in the right leg. Bend the left leg perhaps a little bit deeper, maybe trying to bring it parallel to the floor, but you also don't have to. I certainly am not. So find yourself in this high kind of crescent lunge, and then step your foot back in, just lightly, and then step back. And then next time, as you step up, inhale and bring your arms up in front of you. And then step back, bring the arms down. Step up, arms up. Step back, arms down. Inhale as you step up. Exhale as you step back. Do a few more of these. Now, feel free to continue with this. If you'd like a little bit more challenge, as you bring your foot up, bring the foot up and bring it forward. So you have a little bit of a balance, and then you can bring it back down, just touch the toes and then step back. Inhale, come up to a little balance and then back. Feel free to do whatever feels right with your arms. If you'd like them to come more shoulder height out to the sides, give that a shot. Now, inhale, come up, and then bring arms down, bring your foot down, pause here. You might even close your eyes, just notice how you're feeling. Now, look down at your feet, reset here. Find that comfortable position for your feet. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a large step back with the left foot and leg. And find yourself in this crescent lunge with your heel lifted off the floor. Your hips are facing forward. And then lift up a little bit more onto the ball of the foot and then slightly lower the heel. Lift up and down. Lift up and down. Up and down. Now pause here and step up with your foot, just finding that feeling first. Stepping back, finding the lunge. And now if you like, you can step up and bring the arms up and then step back, arms come down. Inhale, arms come up, foot joins the other one. Exhale, step back, arms down. Do a few more like these. Now feel free to keep just stepping the foot up, but if you'd like a little bit more adventure, you can step up and then lift the foot up off the floor, coming into a balance, and then step back. You can always try and then go back to the other variation, maybe try again. It's all good. Know that balance can be different on different sides and also at different times of the day. So be easy with yourself. Do one more, step up, and then arms come down, foot is down. Close your eyes and observe. Now open your eyes again. Again, find a comfortable footing and raise your arms towards the ceiling. They can even be almost at a 45-degree angle. It's okay. And then step just a little bit back. Let your toes come back behind you, the right leg. So bring your right toes just behind you, almost like they're just sort of a kickstand. And so keep a little bit of a micro bend in the left knee. And then inhale and exhale. Start to slightly bend forward just a little bit, hinging at the hip. Maybe the toe comes up off the floor. And then come down. Inhale and then exhale. Hinge at the hip. And then inhale, come back. So now here, we'll play with this little bit of balance. It can be as small as you like, or maybe you might like a little bit more challenge and come down a little bit more. Give things a try, see how you're feeling. Again, you can also, if your shoulders say enough with that, try bringing your arms to shoulder height. See what that does. You could even bring your hands back to your hips. And then next time your foot comes back, you're more upright, bring that foot back to your hip width stance. Close your eyes and notice. All right, open your eyes again and raise your arms, or whatever you might like to do with your arms. And then take a little step back with the left foot and leg so that your toes rest on the floor. just little tippy toes there. And then inhale, and then exhale, pressing your right foot into the floor. See if you can hinge at the hips, lifting the back leg a little bit, and then coming back upright. Exhale, lean, inhale, stand back up. So try a few of these. Again, remembering that you can change the arms to anything. Just bring your awareness into that foot that's pressing into the floor, into your breath, into your strength. And if you wobble, just smile and try again. Once more. And then the next time you become upright, go ahead and let that foot join back to the hip width stance. Let your arms hang down beside you. Close your eyes and observe. Is there anything in your body that you can relax? Obviously, keep yourself standing upright, but how does your breath feel? How do your muscles feel? And then open your eyes and step your feet a little bit wider. You might like to face the side of the mat to have full use of your mat. And so you're facing the long side of your mat. Your feet are going to angle out about 45 degrees. Inhale and exhale. Start to slowly bend your knees, coming down into a wide horse squat. And then slowly squeezing your legs, slowly come back upright. Slowly bend the knees, come down, and then slowly squeeze back upright. And then slowly squeeze down. And then place your palms on top of the thighs with the fingers facing forward and hinging at the hips, bending the torso down just slightly. Inhale and exhale. Allow your right elbow to come in and down towards the midline. And then inhale, raise back up. Exhale, tip that shoulder in and down, the left side. And so alternate from side to side, maybe exploring what you need. If you want to wiggle your shoulder around a little bit more, maybe you look to the side and up. Maybe you just keep your gaze pointing forward. And then when you've completed another set of both sides, lower down a little bit more and then come all the way up, and then heel toe your feet back in, or you can jump the feet in. Give those legs a little bit of a shake. And then come down to the floor. If you like, you might want to bring the blanket down, because we're going to be on our knees for just a second, or maybe longer than that. Don't hold me to time. And stand up onto your knees. Step forward with your left foot. And find your breath. You might like to curl your back toes under. And then inhale and exhale. Press your left foot into the floor and imagine that you're going to drag it back. So gently create some tension there. And you feel that your right hip, your whole set of the hips, but you'll notice in the right hip, start to feel it come forward just a little bit. And raise your right arm into the air. Breathe here. Feel some length from the knee on the ground and the fingertips up in the air. And then inhale and exhale. Take this right hand to the outside of the left knee and twist. Now unwind. Bring your hands down towards the floor and start to direct your weight back towards your heel and let your left heel peel up, let the left foot peel up so the toes point up towards the ceiling. Keep a little micro bend in the left leg and then breathe. Perhaps leaning down a little bit, feeling the back of the leg kick on. And then bring yourself upright, bring those knees back in together. Let's sit back on the heels for a moment. You can do a little shake of the hips. And then reset, come back up onto the knees. Step your right foot forward this time. Press the right foot into the ground. And then imagine that you're dragging it back towards you. So you start to feel those leg muscles engage. And then slightly press your hips forward, but keeping that front foot engaged. And you'll likely feel some activity, some warmth in the front of your left hip. Lift your left arm up into the air, reaching the fingertips up, finding some length here. And then taking that left hand to the outside of the right knee and twist. Unwind. Start to bring your hands, your fingertips down to the ground. Start to direct your weight back and allow the right foot to come up, keeping the heel on the floor, keeping the toes pointed up towards the ceilings, keeping a little bend in the front leg. And breathe and feel. Do a little check-in with your neck and shoulders. Let go of anything that doesn't need to be tensed up. Now, let yourself come up, bring your knees to center. You can move that cushion out of the way. And then come on all the way down to your belly. And make a little pillow with your hands and rest your chin or the side of your face right there. And bend your knees and windshield wiper your lower legs from side to side. Bring your lower legs back down to the floor and then start to windshield wiper your heels from side to side. And you'll start to feel this movement undulate through your legs, into your hips, into your torso. Taking a few breaths with this lulling undulation. Enjoying the little massage that you're getting on the front side of your body. And let that come to a close. And now just notice the stillness. Now undo your little hand pillow and rest your chin on the mat and bring your arms by your sides with your palms facing down. On your next inhale, press your pubic bone into the floor. Lift head, shoulders, and chest. And then exhale, come down. Inhale, lift head, shoulders, and chest. And come down. Now lift, inhale, head, shoulders, chest. Pubic bone presses down. Now lift the legs slightly. And then exhale, everything comes down. Next inhale, head, shoulders, chest, legs, and arms. Just a little bit. And exhale down. Inhale, everything lifts. Extend your fingers, extend your toes behind you. The height is not as important. And then exhale, come down. Take a few repetitions like this. And once more, inhale, come up, hold, hold, hold. And then exhale, slowly lower everything down to the floor. Bring your arms out in front of you and press the fingertips into the floor as you imagine that you are going to drag yourself forward using your fingertips, but you're not actually going to move. But you might feel, hopefully you'll feel stretch into the shoulders. You can let your face tip down towards the floor so feel lengthening through the back of the neck. And then bend your elbows, bring yourself into that hand pillow position, rest your chin or the side of the head, the other side maybe. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Then let your legs come down. Bring your palms beneath your shoulders and press yourself up to a tabletop, and then allow your seat to come back down towards your heels, coming down into a child's pose. Your arms can be stretched out in front of you, or they could be resting by your sides with the palms up. If you always do one way, maybe try a different way today. You can also make a little pillow for your forehead with your hands or your fists. On your next inhale, start to raise yourself up, pressing yourself up, bringing those arms back in towards you. And come down, bring your hips to the ground and turn yourself around and start to lower yourself down onto the mat. Raise the arms up over your head. Give yourself some length again, reaching the fingertips and the feet away from each other, wriggling anything that you like, making any movement that feels like you need it right now. And then bend your knees and bring your knees in towards your torso, curl up into the tight ball, and rock a little bit from side to side. Let your upper body come back down to the floor and bring the soles of the feet down to the floor with your knees bent, and lift your right foot up off the floor and make a circle with your knee off to the side, taking your hip through a full range of motion. And then go the other way. The next time that ankle comes around, let it cross over your left thigh just above the knee. Raise your left foot up off the floor. This may be enough stretch for you, but you can also find a place for your hands behind your left leg. Inhale and exhale, and perhaps gently draw the left knee closer towards the chest. And breathe here. Go ahead and gently rock your head from side to side a couple of times just to let go of any neck, shoulder tension. Now, release your hands, release your feet down to the floor. Take a pause, just notice the difference in the sides. And then lift your left foot up off the floor and make some circles with your left knee in the air, making the movement begin at the hip. And then go the other direction. The next time that ankle comes around, let it cross over your right thigh just above your knee. And this might be enough stretch, or maybe you lift the right foot up off the floor. This could be enough. Or maybe you interlace your hands behind your legs. Inhale and exhale and gently draw the knee closer. Be aware that different sides could feel different. And that's okay. Release your hands, release your foot, but keep your knees sort of up in the air where they are and your feet up where they are. Start to direct your toe, or the bottoms of your feet a little bit more towards the ceiling. So your knees might fall out to the side. And then we're going to come into happy baby. So you might hold on. Now, maybe this feels right. You feel like you just like to hold on to the shins. That's cool. You can also reach to the outside of the feet, or maybe hold on to the insides of the feet. And then you can breathe in stillness, or you can have a little silly, happy baby-like fun and rock a little bit from side to side. Now release your legs, bring the knees back in towards each other, bring the feet down to the floor. Now walk your feet again a little bit wider than hip width, and then move your arms a bit out to the side. Inhale and exhale, let one knee drop in towards the center. Inhale to center, and drop the other leg in. And just move from side to side at your own pace. You might choose to hold one leg down for a few breaths, feeling a little bit more of a stretch now that things are more warmed up. And then switching over to the other side for a longer stretch. Or you can just move from side to side. Come back to center, walk the feet back in, bring the knees in curl up into the tight ball again, perhaps rocking a little bit from side to side. And then finally, let the upper body come back down to the floor and raise your feet up towards the ceiling, straightening your legs, and lift a hip and slide your hand underneath, palm side down, just so you have a little bit of a support, a little bit of a base. You might wiggle around a little bit just to find the right feeling for you. This is just going to make it a little bit easier to let your legs dangle up into the air. Giving those legs some inversion. It's good for the lymphatic system. And also this can help begin a relaxation response. Because our legs are just dangling kind of freely, even though we have this little base that we've created, this does make a little bit more work. So if this feels good to you, but you feel like you'd like to relax into it a little bit more, you'd like to do it a little bit more, this can also be done where you scoot in front of a wall and you let your hips come up as close to the wall as you can, and then you let your legs rest against the wall. Inhale and exhale. Let your knees bend. Release the hands. And then slowly begin to lower your legs down towards the floor, starting to come down to a Shavasana position, which could be legs all the way extended on the floor with your arms by your sides, palms up. But bring your arms about 45 degrees away from each other and bring your legs so that they're not touching. They have nice space in between. You can shift your hips and shoulders and back of the head around a little bit to find comfort. If you feel some discomfort in the hips, lower back, wherever, perhaps bend one leg, perhaps bend the other, or you could stick a bolster or a folded up blanket, pillow, what have you, beneath the knees. You could even sit up for this, maybe lean against something. Find a relaxing, comfortable position and start to lengthen the inhales and exhales. Feeling the belly rise and fall. Feeling yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the mat. Bring your awareness down to your feet, and bringing your awareness there, start to take that awareness from the feet up the body, into the lower legs, into the knees, the thighs, bringing relaxation with you. Bringing that awareness, if there's any tension that's left, just take that awareness and bring your breath, bring whatever relaxing thoughts you can and direct it into that area of tension and just let it dissipate. Feeling your lower body, your lower legs, your whole legs, heavy and relaxed. Now take your attention into your hips, pelvis, and low back. Feel that area growing soft, growing heavy, feeling the tension release. Taking this awareness up the abdomen, through the belly, through the mid-back, into the lower ribs, the upper ribs, the upper back, the chest. Feeling your whole torso soft, heavy, and relaxed. Again, directing your breath into any areas of tension that might remain. Sending some relief there. Now the awareness is in the shoulders and moving down the upper arms, the elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands. Your entire arms, from your shoulder to your fingertips, are heavy, soft, and relaxed. Return your attention to your shoulders and move your relaxing awareness up into your neck, front, sides, and back. Now move it up into the back of your head. Maybe moving your head just slightly where it contacts. Finding comfort. Taking your awareness up into your scalp. Bringing it into your forehead and brow. Let them grow smooth. Let the eyes, the nose, cheeks, jaw, the area around your ears and temples, everything feeling more and more relaxed. On the count of 3, you can feel even more relaxed. 1, feeling relaxed. 2, more and more. And 3, feeling deeply relaxed. Now begin to deepen your awareness and deepen your breathing. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and start to bring some more movement into your body. Moving gently, stretching, and then beginning to bend your knees and rolling over onto your favorite side. Press yourself up into a seated position, keeping your eyes closed, finding a comfortable seat, and bring your hands together either in prayer position in front of your chest with your palms touching, or stack Place one hand on the center of your chest, on your sternum, and then place the other hand on top. Let's take 3 breaths together. In and out. In and out. In and out. May we be free of suffering. May we have physical happiness. May we have mental happiness. May our hearts be at peace. You can allow your eyes to open. And I thank you so much for joining me today. And I thank you for taking some time out of your day to move your body. And I hope to see you again next time. Have a wonderful day.